What's up, everyone? We're back, and I've been a while since I did this game of Tales of Estria. You wouldn't want it took me so long to get back to this. Been having issues. I don't know. I just felt like I was dragging my ass on RPG, so we're
Aw,
going back
are
to
you
it.
tired, Hoodle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
Fuck yeah. So I remember last time I gotta go get.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
No. Last time I checked, I had to. I was trying to find my main character's fucking rocket ship. Okay. Yeah, because I need to do more grinding, so we can get that mission over there.
I
Here we go.
feel like somebody's watching us.
Why?
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
My thing.
I can't say I'm impressed. You're making promises too freely. And that last exchange...
Niaz is beset with grief. As a responsible Renin, it falls to me to extend my hand.
I don't think it should be your burden to take on.
Oh, there it is.
Hoo-hoo. Yeah.
I see. Good.
Okay, that's weird. Visit the Owl Forest? Okay. There it is. To who? To
Well, oh,
Good.
yeah.
I see.
big.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Who? 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 Who?
What the fuck?
Well... Those three seem to get along so well. Was it really right for them to separate?
It was his choice, and he ultimately chose the lady over his friend. I can only hope this helps her in her recovery.
Does show up right here.
You finally made it.
Uh, okay, here we go.
Who?
Huh? Yay! Huh? Well...
So then, my thank.
Okay, well. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so
I still can't believe Deadeye was caring for these owls. Maybe he really was a nice guy once.
People are not born immutable. They change.
okay.
and not always for the better.
This time it was for the better, though.
Indeed.
Come on.
Little help!
On your dragon form!
As impressive as always.
And here I hope there wasn't three.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Little help!
Anything in armor is all mine! Dragon form!
That was almost too easy.
No enemy can stand against us.
If only...
Okay,
Every
so
battle
here.
went so well.
Look out! What the hell is this?
Stay calm, Law.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to fight.
You just had to make things difficult for us, didn't you?
What are you muttering about? Focus or you'll get hurt.
Don't worry, I'll have this wrapped up in a flash. Dragon form!
A wall to shield from
The
calamity.
flashing part's their weak point.
Barrier! I owe you one.
Raging
Here, let me
cascade!
help.
On your knees!
Raging cascade!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Eternal devastation!
If it's in the sky, it's one.
In a bind?
Healing circle! Back into the fray!
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Shining
Dragon
super
form!
Radiant
Radiant light!
wind!
Part of regeneration!
Air thrust!
Regeneration!
After
You'll pay for that!
Holy Land Lancer!
They've got me surrounded.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Raging cascade! Resuscitation!
Leave the charges
in the eruption here!
Dragon form!
No!
Can't end here!
Shine! Radiant light!
I'll bring you
Force
back from
regeneration!
death's abyss!
Regenerate!
I'll bring you back
to
from
the
death's
fray.
abyss! Get on in there with the others!
Resuscitate!
It won't end like
Radiant
this.
storm!
Not done yet!
Shine!
It's
Radiant
showtime!
dragon force of
Stop
regeneration!
the runner!
Regenerate!
No!
Can't end here!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Resuscitation!
Time's the best medicine.
Benediction
How can
light.
pull us all thinking?
Heal!
Forgive me.
Lunar corrupt raging cascade by the power of water.
Armor won't save you!
I'll be saving this one.
Can't be happening.
Let's go. Wind astral energy dance in the wind. Air thrust. Take care of Poodle.
Okay. Take care of that. Okay, so I forgot that thing was a pro. Keep finding another mission. Let's see. So is this doubly? So what's it we got? Okay, so we got. What do I need for this one? Damn. Okay. Enter the cave at. That's where we gotta go now. Oh man. Okay, here we go.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Guess I misread the landing.
I won't forgive you!
Dragon form! Take this! Dragon
By the
form!
power of flame! Not on my watch! Without a trace!
Their hide is thick as armor.
I'll smash in! We've got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it! Now!
Wing left! All your
Take that one.
light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen! You don't mess around.
No armor! Stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good side. Holy man!
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
By the power of
No
water!
escape! You're finished! Resonate with the earth!
Hold on to your mark.
I'm not
Here I
done!
come.
You're finished! Ready and raring!
Razor
Air
Cyclone!
pressure! Rending you apart!
Will this help?
Bloody howling!
Healing circle!
You're mine! Thanks!
Take it! And again! Can't be
I'll smash you! I'm not done! It's
Razor
over! Be still!
You fight better at a distance.
Shield!
Further. This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
A merry distraction.
There's still more to go. Do it! Kisara! Frozen! Hammer!
Margaret takes care of that.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Wait a sec.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of spirits.
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Cislodia.
Galaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was born in a winter wonderland.
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance at all. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby.
You mean their plumage changes color depending on where they grow up? Weird.
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the heat making him docile.
You've only yourself to blame for that one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention.
Oh, that don't fucking. There you go.
Gotta break through. Dragon swarm.
Go! Go! I never miss!
If it curls up, time to get out of the way. Dance on the wind. Dragon swarm.
It's almost too small.
Split it open. Be my guest. Dragon swarm. I'll stop its charge. I'm ready. Dragon swarm.
All yours, Kisara.
Thunderfield! Raging Cascade!
Begin. Catapult. Epic.
In here!
Catapult.
Here I go! The stockpile! And
Take
again!
this. Ha! Lightning thrust. Everlasting darkness. You're
Now!
mine. Negative
Do
day.
it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Okay.
That was almost too easy.
No enemy can stand against us!
If only every battle went so well.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily. Both of them contain Earth astral energy. Luckily for me, this area is rich not only...
Okay. Now this boss fight's gonna be a bitch because I don't remember what it did.
What the hell is...
Probably that much.
Do you think this...
But why this?
You can figure... This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone.
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Dragon
By the
Swarm!
power of war!
Holy Land!
Stop!
Radiant
Dragon
here!
Swarm!
Take it! I can carve through armor!
It's in your hands now.
You'll pay for that! Dragon Swarm!
Amazing.
Take this!
Holy
Lightning
Land!
Rocket!
I'll bring you back to
Dragon
the
Swarm! Come one, come all! It's over!
Take one. Photon Raging Cascade! Arts require complete
Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Back into the fray!
Now I can let loose!
Thanks, Shia.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Eat dirt! Dragon Swarm!
Armor won't save you!
Will this help? Shining Supernova!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind
What
me!
would I do
Got
without
it.
you?
I'll leave it to you!
You got this. In here! Let's get you all tucked away. Shining
Now I can
Supernova!
let loose! Dragon Swarm!
Allow me to help.
Force of regeneration! Helix of purity!
It's go time!
A freezing
Come on, back you!
The flame
Can't
inside
get out
me
of
yearns
bed.
to be let free!
He who prepares is free from regret.
Shine! Radiant light! Force of
Dragon
regeneration!
Swarm! Ignite!
Regenerate!
lightning of raging cascade!
Is that a healing art? It is. You can't ignore your pain. Now try to be more careful.
Sleep now.
Dragon Swarm!
Negative
Here,
rate!
let me help.
Rending you
First
apart!
aid! Made one. Come forth!
Bloody
Dragon
hell!
On your knees! Nail stroke! I got
Here I
it.
come!
Here, let me help. Doubling!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Certainly not.
Gale Force!
Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the dark! Magic
Elusive
Land!
deity.
I'm out of ammo! Holy Land! Here, let me help. First aid!
Dragon Swarm!
Just what I needed. Illuminate the dark! Magic is there! Lightning! Holy Land!
Bloody howling!
Don't mind if I do. I'll heal the blow.
This one's all mine!
It looks like you got this one covered. Thunder Field! There! Raging Cascade!
You're mine!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Leave the enemy's arcs to
No
me!
further! No complaint here!
Dragon Swarm! You picked the wrong fight!
This one's mine!
Force of regeneration!
Magic is there!
Dragon
Where
Swarm!
are you going?
I'm ready!
Blah, blah, blah.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Illuminate the dark!
Dragon Swarm!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Land! Healing Circle!
Okay, ready and raring! Can you take it?
The close one!
I have no limits!
Pierce Eagle!
Dragon
Blazer!
Swarm!
Elusive deity!
Glacial Spear! Don't mind if I do!
Do
it!
Rising Falcon!
Okay.
Now or never.
Reinforcements
Incoming! Not a problem!
Another incantation ruined.
Don't mind if I do.
Dragon Form! In a bind?
This one's mine. It's showtime.
Resonate with you going.
In here.
Stalagmite!
Baby, this one.
Thrilling performance.
I'm being called through armor! Bloody howling! Gaffer!
Magic is there.
Dragon Form! Take this!
I owe you. Our arts are being interrupted. It appears the end is nigh.
This one's mine. Tempest. Whoa! Annihilate.
Radiant Light! Dragon Form! Regenerate!
Easy prepared.
I'm ready! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! Shine! Radiant Light!
Raging
Regeneration! Now we're not...
Magic is there. Freeze Lancer.
Sorry. I didn't want to put you out.
What are friends for? We can't depend on one another.
You're right. I'll bear that in mind.
Ready to go!
Arrow
Dragon Form! In a bind? I'm ready! No! Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
I'll grind you into dust!
Lightning raging. Not on my watch.
Glacial
Shine!
shield!
Radiant Light! Dragon Form! You're mine!
Raging cascade.
Easy prepared is free from regret.
Let me help!
Here goes.
I owe you one!
Scream, bathed in blood.
Rending you apart! Bloody howling! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Dragon Form!
Raging cascade.
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Where are you going? It's weakened.
This ends now!
Just hold on to your art. Here I come.
Here I come!
Hand throttle.
Now I can let loose!
Looks like you came to
I'm
the
ready!
rescue again.
You need to be careful.
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Here, let me help! First aid!
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
Prepared is free from regret.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
How are we supposed to take on something so big? I'll handle it.
Alfred!
Watch and learn. That's enough!
Okay, so it's a survival battle.
Go back down!
One. Okay, that's how that works. Okay. It was survived the battle encounter.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
got a ways to go.
So let's see what we got going.
Hey, is that it over there? Oh no, that was.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Shut up, I got it.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Well, let's go
Right.
take care of that out of the world.
Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Yeah.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
How the fuck you sleep like that?
Where? Shion?
Why my
Where
body
did
just...
Shion go? How could she just go off on her own?
There she is.
Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Well, that's gonna happen.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. Darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's
Okay.
what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
Oh, come on.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
then
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the Thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elfin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elfin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Oh man, let's go on. Let's get this shit over with.
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn.
Oh, God. Come on. I want to kick some ass.
Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me?
Not really.
When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Oh, that's me.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't
The
remember.
wing. Fuck, I fucked it up.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized... I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
I've been thinking about what we discussed earlier. His reasons might not have been pure, but in the end, Dohalim still made Elda Menencia a place where Danans and Renans can coexist. I thought everyone would welcome that change, with open arms. I took pride in what... After so much failure, do you think I even have the right to...
It doesn't matter what I think. You've already found your answer.
I know what I want to say, but I can't help but wonder if I'm being selfish.
Everybody makes mistakes in life, Kisara. Everybody. It's what... But you already knew that, right?
Yeah. I won't more to the point. Dohalim needs someone who can push him forward.
If we see that happening, we'll set him straight. Don't worry. We'll look out for both of you. I have to say, though...
What, you didn't believe me before? I'm pretty sure I've been going on about him since I joined up. If you need more
Maybe another time.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, you... Guys have everything? Well, It's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Okay, let's see what we got.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like
that's
realizing
what
how
happened.
small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that
Right.
case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not...
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched, helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live, but why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Okay. Dopamine, what you got?
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like...
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well... it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I
What's
just
up,
think
Superhero
it's, you
60?
know,
How you
a
doing?
little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
That's
It's a
good, dude.
starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Oh, that's a good dodge.
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Cool, that's good. Oh, I could have just done that. I'm good. I'm just trying to get this game taken care of so I can move to the next one. Huh. Pods.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there.
Yeah.
Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but...
Oh, man.
Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know why
That's
the fuck I
you came
remember
with
that.
us,
It's been a
right?
while since I even played
To
this
learn
game.
what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Okay, well, cool. Let's
Probably
get to
getting
that.
a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Talk. Oh, let's see what else we got on this ship.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Okay.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Yeah.
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society. No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Yeah.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I
You're a
am
fucking
not!
bitch.
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
Yeah, good idea.
If
Good.
there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
So is a planet or a colony? That's the part I want answers to.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Yeah, don't look
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Yeah.
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago.
Yeah.
Whatever
Motherfucker's
the
300.
ceremony's
Doesn't
purpose,
look over 20.
if preparations are underway for it to be
Hey,
held
whoever left
once
the like,
more,
thanks for leaving the like.
then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Yep.
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
We're about to find out, dude.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
Good point, good point.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
There were 2 left here.
Beyond that wall lies a...
Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to hit save, so I don't have to hear all that again.
City full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
Let's go.
Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Holy shit. They had a party. Do a flip. Anyway. Yes, all cybernetic. Okay. Interesting.
What in the world?
Looks like
This
somebody's
being
saying
Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a
Oh.
bit more than I anticipated.
That's
The
your fault,
very
Wolf.
foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Yeah.
Dohalim? Is that you? Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
We're gonna get more about Dolphin.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
Well, that's more than we needed. Now loading.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
they seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Fucking telemarketers.
The Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process
They're probably,
alone won't be
you
sufficient.
guys are probably back. They're probably
Not
doing
while we
like,
still
okay, we
don't
gotta
know
get
what
rid
their
of
end
this
game
world now.
is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting?
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands.
Great, now they all
Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the Lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
That's a good point.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it!
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
That's a good question.
I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
Good point.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Talk about this before we continue.
Falsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Oh god.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice and...
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special
let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say...
What? They look up to you, that's all.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poet?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
You dumbass.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice. This place is a mystery, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right, Shion.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danons?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their...
I know. What they did was horrible. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. So I guess... what?
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's...
Shion and Dole.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make...
Here we got cash.
What's this thing?
Oh, God.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Han-freaked whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually showed...
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the Sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck...
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown. In other words, if that...
True, but
You and me both.
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us...
No use standing around.
Let me just find this forbidden zone. God damn, can we stop with the cutscenes?
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
You bitch.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Oh, man.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does. Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Okay, let's go. currently at. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
What the fuck is betrothed? What the fuck is betrothed?
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
What happened? Oh, so you killed the dude with the black hair.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danon...
Shion's right. You've saved so many people. You saved me. So, try not to blame...
Frank as always, but I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Oh, that dude's gonna be a problem.
Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
I goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
SMU.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately? Good. This came out just the way I hoped.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Looks like we're fighting.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed enough. If they want to fight, they've got one. Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down! Lightning rod! Astral energy!
Say no more! The flame inside me cured! Release free!
Mega ray!
Dragon form! Resonate with the earth!
Purge the blah 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 magic!
take this!
Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact cross!
Will this help?
Dance in the wind! And
Open
here!
an order is all mine!
More for the
I'll
South High!
smash you!
Now! Kizara! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Harros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, they're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries.
Go no further!
Dragon
Here it goes! Far enough! Help this! Here goes!
Where are you going?
going.
Elusive deity!
Mega ray! These ones can burn troops around us.
Eat this! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Rending you apart!
I'm ready! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
Scream blood! Rending you apart! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Dragon Swarm! I'm not done! It's over!
Flame of fury! Burning strike!
You're mine! Here I come! Strike! I owe you one! Dragon Swarm!
Water!
Explosive rage! Dragon Swarm!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
This one's all mine! Dragon Swarm!
I can handle
Take
it.
this!
Lunar corruption! Gale force!
Your power won't save you!
Thank you! Seal!
Dragon Swarm! I'm ready!
Zoe! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Holy shit. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Okay, what's
Right, here goes! Dragon Swarm!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Here's a healing art!
Dragon
As if the
Swarm!
normal creepy crawlies aren't
Soaring
enough.
Ignite! Tornado Drive!
Not on my watch!
Dragon Swarm!
Now we're not called! Blah, blah, blah!
In a bind?
In here! I never miss! I'll be
Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration!
Blazing storm!
Regenerate! Don't suffer in silence! Dragon Swarm!
In here!
Allow me to help! I have no limit!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Radiant light! Force of regeneration! Burn it! Regenerate! Armor won't save you!
Sleep now!
Don't suffer in silence.
Here I come! Strike! Begin! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Shine!
Radiant light! Force of regeneration! Dragon Swarm! With the earth! Stalagmite! Prepare to be sealed! Rending you apart! Bloody Dragon Swarm! Take this! Dragon Swarm! I'm not done! It's over!
I'm sorry to come.
They do the same for me.
Not today!
Now you see what I can do!
I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
Hope this works! Hear me! Flame of fury!
Can you take it?
Glacial spear! Here's
Dance on the wing! Dragon Swarm! No further!
Lightning orb! I'll heal you all! Raging cascade!
Dragon
Denied! Healing
I'll face
circle!
you! Catapult!
Need to pull myself together.
Here I come!
Here's evil!
Get it!
I'll be saving this!
Dragon Thrust! Rising Falcon! You're mine! No escape!
Lightning orb!
It's on! Ignite!
In here!
Dragon Swarm! I can carve through armor!
Water! Here I call!
Be still! Rising Phoenix! The earth. Dragon Swarm! Stalagmite! Rending you
That'll bring
apart!
you down!
Now or never! Stop! No further! Dragon Swarm!
Here's evil! In here!
Can you take it?
Hold it together!
Dragon
Here's a
Swarm!
healing art! All disasters made one!
I'm ready!
Hey,
More! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Burn! Begin! Lock and load! Take down their defenses! They smite with black and blade! Anything in armor is all mine! Dragon Force! I can carve through armor! My healing thrust! Fire support! Negative gate! Dragon Form!
Holy Lamp!
I owe you one! Flaming thrust! Magic Falcon! Locked and loaded! Flaming thrust! Rising
Easy and snaring to me.
Yeah! And pummel it to me! It's over!
Sleep now.
Internal devastation! I'm ready! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Flaming thrust!
Take this! By the power of water!
Burn in hell!
Raging cascade.
Castle!
In here.
You're mine!
More shots.
Execution! Take this! On your knees! Eternal devastation!
More with
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! Resonate with the earth!
One more.
Take this!
Lightning orb. Fury.
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial
Be still! Rising Falcon!
Freeze Lancer. Raging
A
storm.
freezing storm!
No escape!
Ice tornado.
I'll face you! Does it hurt?
We can really make weapons with this?
I won't forgive you!
Dragon Form! Now you'll learn!
Not on my watch. Mega Ray.
Rising Falcon! I'm not done!
They really don't give up, do they?
Dragon Form!
Mega Ray. Holy Lamp.
Dragon Form! Ignite! Be still! Rising Falcon!
On
No escape!
This one's mine!
Eternal devastation! Crush!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Shine!
Radiant light! Dragon Form!
Regeneration! Regenerate! Don't suffer in silence.
Air thrust. Photon here.
I owe you one!
Here.
I'm ready! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely. Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the...
Hi, Hoodle.
A freezing
Be
storm!
still! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Ice tornado.
Rising Falcon!
I think I'll pass on the
Here
handful.
I come!
Glacial spear! Piercing
through
orb!
blind you into dust!
You get the gist.
Tempest is go! No escape!
More for the stuff. Not on my watch.
You're mine!
I'll heal you all. The flames will roar.
It's over!
Dance in the wind. Sleep now. By the power of lightning and
Take
death.
this! No escape!
Thunderblade.
Shine! Radiant light! Pulse of regeneration!
You're finished! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Heal! Dragon Form!
Here's evil. Tempest Lancer.
Catapult!
Celestial Hammer.
Where are you going?
Ice Crystal.
Dragon Form!
Anything in order is
Celestial
all
Hammer.
This is looking good! Dragon Form!
Flames.
Regenerate! Allow me to help you.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! You're mine! Bloody Holly! Take this! Dragon Form!
Here's a healing arc.
Eternal devastation!
Take this!
First aid.
I owe you one! Burn in hell!
Here.
Dragon Swarm!
Not in your dreams.
Seismic rush!
Raging storm! More where that came from!
Lightning thrust! Rising falcon!
The flames are more! Burning
Come on!
Denied!
Being interrupted.
Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous!
Elusive deity.
Blah, blah, blah,
I
get
might
yourself
carve
together.
through armor! Hitting pile driver!
Steel!
Begin.
I'll be saving you! Vanish without raging storm!
Eat
More where that came from! Where are you going?
Dragon swarm!
Bloody howling.
Lightning thrust! Rising falcon!
Curse below! Blah, blah, blah!
Dragon swarm!
Can't get out of this.
Freeze Lancer! You get the gist.
Be still!
Into the shadows! The stockpile!
Rending you
Dragon
apart.
swarm!
Illuminate
Bloody howling.
Rising falcon!
Holy lightning! I
Be
need this
still!
all day!
Rising falcon!
I'm ready.
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Let's hear that.
That'll teach us for getting cocky.
I won't forgive you!
Not
I
today!
can't heal you forever!
Now you see what I can do!
Without a trace! It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Nothing gets by me! Far enough!
Rising
Explosion!
Dragon swarm!
Fury!
Lightning thrust!
Burning strike!
Rising
I'm
falcon!
ready! Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Here, let me help! Thunder field! First aid!
Lightning thrust! Rising falcon!
Air thrust!
Dragon swarm!
Can't get out of this.
Freeze Lancer! Explosion! Here!
Lightning thrust!
Fury!
Rising falcon! Eat this!
Now we're done.
Dragon swarm!
Now! Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Will this help?
In a bind.
Healing throw!
I'm ready.
Darling! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Glacial Spear!
Ready
Here's
and
evil!
ready.
Illuminate the
won't save you!
Freeze Lancer!
Lightning thrust! Rising falcon! No escape!
Nothing gets by me. I'm ready.
Reverse!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
If you want me to keep healing you, I'm gonna need to rest up.
Sounds prudent.
Okay. I'll come back to this in a second. Don't be.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Yeah. Right.
Just a...
Great!
What?
Yeah! Great!
Hey.
Wait.
Oh? Hey.
Sorry. How?
Yeah!
Hey.
Alpin! Shion stuffing bread with marble cur...
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a...
No!
What the...
No, I'm the one who...
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously. Besides,
Actually,
before... Which isn't...
so...
It's... I have... And... Maybe...
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a real quick fast travel to a. Get out the way, fast travel.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Going with
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I thought you had something to talk about.
Not really. Why?
No,
We used to
to say the least. Hey,
What is it?
do you think you'd like to make something together?
Make what exactly?
Just, if you wanna... Just, if you...
Huh? Dinner?
What did you think?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This is... Wait.
So you remember? That's right. We're going to fix the very first meal we ever had. Although I remember it not being well received when we had it.
You still remember that, huh?
I picked it... Anyway.
I never...
Yeah.
No, I'd say... That's...
Yeah.
Even after... I hope our...
Maybe...
Oh, no.
And real...
And when it's...
Standing side by side.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Side...
You go ahead and sleep. I'm going to grab another bite to eat first.
Whoa. Fourth is formal.
Did you get enough sleep?
Okay, let's do this. Nope. Save.